Episode 10, we're back. First things first, it's actually still Tuesday, meaning that I'm about to post episode 9 in about 30 minutes. That video took an unexpected turn. Me reading something that I really didn't remember, and I felt a very dark energy, and as you all know, I tend to feed off of, like, if I get angry or I get, like, triggered, I often like to channel that in the gym. Like, that's the easiest way to get rid of that. And that's why, after that, I decided, even though I'm feeling like shit and I'm sick, I went to the gym anyway and trained legs. So I'm still, I just got done doing that. So we're gonna kick this thing into another gear. Episode 10, Wednesday, even though it's Tuesday. Let's fucking go. Episode 10, the next day, filming. I got so much to talk about. This is gonna be a talking video. So, first of all, I want to talk about me feeling very bad. By the way, I'm not wearing a shirt because it's actually a heat wave in Belgium. We are having more than 30 degrees a day. My apartment is like one big glass wall, so it gets hot as hell. So I had to pop the top, man. I apologize for the people that have difficulty with nudity. Anyway. So yesterday, I felt some type of way after the video. I read some comments, people asking me about, like, why did you feel so bad? And it was a couple of things. It was realizing the self-loathing, the bringing myself down. I was doing that a lot in that piece that I wrote. And the fact that there was a lot of self-hatred and insecurity in there. And I think a part of me, I was really thinking about, like, why did I do that? And I think for the longest time, I have been operating off of this belief system, given everything that has happened to me, that if I just make enough fun of myself, and if I'm the first to put myself down, and if I make jokes about my cancer and my ball sack for a chin face and all those type of things, then nobody else can hurt me. Because I already did it to myself, right? Like, there's nothing that you can do to me that I haven't already done to myself a million times. And all that stems from fear, insecurity, fear of judgment, and just what people think of you. And I would like to believe that, by the time, since I wrote that about maybe a year and a half ago, I've evolved and I've gotten better at this. So it was kind of confronting. First of all, obviously, I think I still do it to some extent. I thought it was funny. Not funny, like, I was incredibly touched and moved by the comments on the video. Like, basically all of you were just like, dude, amazing that you want to share this, you're so honest, there's no lying in you guys. You don't know how much those comments mean to me. Like, once again, you guys, my community, like, I cannot overstate how big of a part you guys are in this journey. Like, I'm not out here with 1 million subs getting 500k views. Like, no, like, every comment, I read it. Like, every view counts. Like, every person that took the time to tell me something. Some guy told me 2 days ago, like, you're an amazing creator. Like, I really love the content you create. And it sounds like such a simple sentence or like general compliment, you might think, but that hit me. Because up until that comment, I realized I never looked at myself, I would never have called myself a creator. I would have been like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, philosopher, like, motivational speaker. But, like, the fact that this person said, like, your creations mean the world to me, and it made me realize, like, I am creating all the time. And, I'm gonna expand on that in a bit. I'm all over the place here. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to first get this first point across about me feeling weird about what I wrote and all these things. This might be a weird jump that I'm making right now, but bear with me. So, for the longest time, how do I angle this? How do I put this in the proper context? You guys, are you like aware that, has anyone else noticed in the last couple of years, certain psychological terms have become very trendy and have been used a lot? One of those terms is narcissism, right? Like, people now just love calling other people narcissists. That's something that is like, that label is thrown around very freely. Like, everybody's ex-boyfriend is a narcissist, everybody's boss is a narcissist. So like, at some point, I started, like, you can Google, like, what are the traits of a narcissist? And I'm reading this list, and I'm like, well, wait, am I a narcissist? Because I'm checking out a lot of these things. Like, like, I'm not going to go over them right now, but a lot of those things, I was like, that sounds kind of like me. Like, like, I started actually thinking and believing, like, maybe I am a narcissist, and that would explain maybe why I am so good at, like, overcoming what I've gone through without losing my self-value, and because I feel like me, even with a defect or a scar or a handicap or whatever you want to call it, is still better than you at full strength, right? That was kind of like, so for the longest time, I was walking around thinking like, man, I might be that. But then, like, I got deeper into it, and something that I realized, I would say the biggest shift, something that has always been there inside of me, but I never really recognized it, is that I am an incredible empath. Meaning that, I'm talking about empathy. I feel people. And I say that in the least woo-woo, hocus-pocus, hippie way possible, but I do. Like, if you put me in a room and I can sense if there's a conflict, or I can sense if people are feeling good. If I'm talking to someone, I pick up on their energy so easily. I think that's also what has allowed me to be good at coaching clients. Like, I don't have the degree to coach, like, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I can read people, I can feel people, and I know what they need usually, and how they're truly feeling despite their words. And so then I basically figured out, like, so, let me take it step by step. I cannot be around people that are not happy. Like, I need to fix it, I need to solve it, I need to, make it better somehow. And this is also been very detrimental to me and my own happiness and my own peace of mind many times. And that's also why I enjoy being alone a lot, because it's a whole lot easier. Because when I'm alone, I don't have to feel nobody, and it's not like it's not a switch I can turn on and off. Because when I'm around people, I just, I get exhausted if I have to be around too many people for too long, because I take everything in. And then when I finally figured that out, I realized that I couldn't be a narcissist, I guess. But it's funny, like, I just wanted to bring that up because I'm sure that there has to be some other people out there who might think that they are that. Just don't get caught up in the hype and don't get caught up in the trends. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing was, I cannot tell you, like, how much energy and joy, like, you might not have thought that yesterday when you saw me, like, recording right after my gym session, but in general, we're on day 10 now, guys. I feel so much better than 10 days ago. Like, every day I wake up with purpose now. Like, I'm already like locked in on what the video of the day is gonna be. But not only that, like, so many small things are beginning to move. Like, there are so many things that have been kickstarted by me doing, making this series, this August reset. And it's funny how I've always talked about that myself in the past, like, take action, 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 action trumps everything, And because it doesn't, I always tell that story about like me having fired my thirst surgeons, being without a job, like all the flesh being rotten away, being depressed, just smoking all day, not knowing where to go. My parents freaking out because I just told my surgeons I don't want to work with them anymore, and not knowing what to do. I enrolled in this Spanish evening class, and then at that Spanish evening class, one of the other students came to me. It's class for adults, and she came to me and she said, did you have cancer? And I was like, how do you know? Like, most people think I had an accident. She said, well, I'm a nurse. I work in this hospital, and I just went to a seminar of this young up-and-coming jaw surgeon. Like, and he was talking about cases just like you. And then she ended up putting me in touch with this guy, and this ended up being the jaw surgeon that literally made this reconstruction and saved my life when all the other surgeons were just lost. They didn't know what to do anymore. Anyway, that was a 16-minute video in a minute and a half. But the point of that whole story was, I was lost, I was down and out, and I took action. Like, it wasn't specifically designed towards finding a solution for my face. I just enrolled to learn better Spanish, to do something, to stop thinking and sitting around at home. And me taking action towards learning better Spanish, and like literally directly resulted into me finding my next surgeon that ended up saving my life. So it's ironic how I've always known this and I've preached it, but yet still I forgot the immense power of it, because now I'm putting out one full-length video a day plus a YouTube short every day. So that's 2 videos a day. I'm just firing on all cylinders, like literally creating content like a wizard. And it is just like, people are reaching out from all different, walks of life. I'm gaining traction. The algorithm is loving it. All my numbers are going up. I feel so much better. And because I have this, quote unquote pressure on me to deliver every day, you would think that this would stifle creativity, right? Like, because I basically been waiting for a good idea for the last 6 months. Like, something's gonna come to me. This whole story about the writer or the musician or the poet, going into the mountains, into a cabin for 3 months and writing on his book. Because if you're all alone, and it'll just come to you. In my case, nothing came to me. Like when I was just like waiting on inspiration to hit me, like no stress, no pressure, no urgency, nothing happens. And like the minute I put like pressure on myself, the minute that I said I have to have something at the end of the day, no matter what, my creativity is through the roof. Like, I got so many ideas. Like but the hardest part is to make that first initial push. Like, my first video of this August reset, content-wise, was was my worst. Like, it's called I've Gained Weight, and I basically talked about like making my liquid breakfast in the morning with broccoli and going to the gym and like not feeling too great. But like, if I look at the pieces of content that has come from that initial, that first video afterwards, the video I put out yesterday talking about, getting laid for the first time in 4 years, that might legitimately be, one of my best videos ever on this channel. Like, and that never that all came to fruition by me waking up, feeling sick, thinking, oh, I can't do this, I don't have energy to really come up with something. So, you know what, I still have these 14 chapters that are written a couple of years ago. Let me just read a chapter. That's easy, that's a fix. Like, And ironically, that ended up being the video that moved and touched so many people, like telling me like, whoa, dude, like this blew my mind. So I'm just like, I cannot make a stronger stand for like pushing yourself and getting to taking action. And it's not gonna feel nice or intuitively right from the beginning, but it will once you get in that routine, because I'm in it now and it feels great. It feels amazing. You know, like I'm learning so much about myself in the process. I'm literally, this is like an online daily diary, and taking the thoughts from like the sphere of your mind and putting them into words, externalizing, is so powerful. We think that if we just kind of assume that we have our thoughts, and then, you know, like, yeah, if I think about something, like I realize something, I thought about it, like that's fine. Say it out loud, if even only to yourself, like taking it from the sphere of thoughts to the real world, like it's said now. Even certain things like saying things like I love myself or I hate myself, like you might walk around all day thinking like I hate myself, I think I'm ugly. But if you would say it out loud to yourself in the mirror, that might really hit you way differently and might be the catalyst for an epic change, you know. So those are some things that I know this was all over the place. A bunch of random things thrown together, a little bit scrambled. I already went to the gym this morning with my godson, and it was amazing. And now I am off to create some more cool stuff for you guys. Anyway, I just, you know, once again, if you're still watching this, thank you. You are literally the person that you know, I'm doing it for you guys. And that's it. That's today's video. I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you can take something from it. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be back tomorrow with episode 11. I promise you. Peace out.